today I'm going to be sharing with you all my top 10 Netflix recommendations that I have been loving lately. I swear I've literally spent this whole isolation time binge watching Netflix, so I found a bunch of new shows to watch. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video and hopefully I give you guys some new Netflix shows to watch. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. So my number one show is Never Have I Ever. This is still relatively new. It is a Netflix original. So basically a quick little summary of the show. It follows an American Indian teenager named Devi as she enters her sophomore year of high school. So the previous year, her dad passed away and also her legs were paralyzed. But as she goes into her sophomore year, she is able to walk again and she's kind of still grieving her dad's passing, but she's still in denial about it. And as she goes into her sophomore year, she's got the whole mindset of new year, new me. She wants to basically just be a normal teenager and fit into Western society. So we basically just follow her along through sophomore year as she goes through friendship troubles, boy dramas, goes to parties, tries to build her relationship with her mum, grieve her dad's passing, try to fit into society, and also trying to balance both her Indian culture and also her, I guess, wanting to fit into Western society. As a South Asian myself, I felt like I could really relate to a lot of Devi's struggles and just the things that she was going through in her high school career. I really wish I had this show growing up, because when I was growing up, I didn't really have any show that I could really 100% relate to. So seeing this show with so much diversity is just incredible, and I really hope there is a season 2, and I also hope there are more TV shows like this. The next show is Greenhouse Academy. This is another Netflix original and one of my favorites. There is this academy called Greenhouse Academy, which is like a private school that you have to literally compete to get into. There's two houses, Eagles and Ravens, and they are very competitive against each other. And there are these two siblings that end up getting split up into the two houses. Their mum used to go to that school when she was their age, except she died, and it was like a very mysterious death because she was on a rocket just about to head into space when it mysteriously exploded. And in the academy, there's a lot of shady that goes down, and they find out a lot of secrets about the explosion that caused their mum's death, and just a lot of other like really weird, strange things that happen at the academy. It's really interesting. Number 3 is one of my absolute favorites and the current show that I am binge watching, and that is The Vampire Diaries. I'm sure you guys have already all heard of it, or at least watched it, because it's very popular. It has 8 seasons and it is totally binge worthy. I don't really know how to explain this show without it sounding cringy, but I feel like all of you guys have already like heard of it at least, so I'm not really going to talk about it. And the next show is actually the spin-off of The Vampire Diaries, and that is The Originals. I actually low-key prefer The Originals over The Vampire Diaries. Please don't come for me in the comments if you disagree, but that is just my personal opinion. Basically, The Originals follows the Michelson family, who are the original vampires that are like over 1,000 years old, and they were like the first ever vampires to be created, and they were literally a huge part of the Vampire Diaries plot, and they were probably, in my opinion, the best thing that happened in the Vampire Diaries. Their story is so interesting, and oh my gosh, can I just say, the actors in Vampire Diaries and The Originals are so damn attractive. Like, oh my goodness. Also, quick tip, if you do want to watch The Originals, I highly recommend watching The Vampire Diaries as well, just because the two of them do interlink quite a lot. And just to know like the background of the Michelsons, it's best to watch The Vampire Diaries just because it'll make a lot more sense that way. Next show is Merlin. You guys have heard me talk about this series in my self-ISO favorites video. I love this show so much. It is set in like the olden days. I don't know exactly what time period it was, but it was when Prince Arthur and Merlin and stuff was like a thing. clearly I don't know my history very well. But if you're super into like supernatural, not necessarily supernatural, but like magic, you will really enjoy this show. It is also really funny and it's also a drama as well, so we love that. This show follows this young warlock named Merlin, who is essentially the most powerful warlock of them all, but he technically doesn't really know it or believe it. And his destiny is to protect Prince Arthur and help him become king and build the land of Albion, which is a time or place where magic is allowed and not looked down upon, because back then if you were found to be doing magic you would be burnt at the stake. Each episode is just hilarious. Arthur and Marilyn's friendship is literally the cutest thing ever. I love it. Next show is another classic and one of my absolute favorites, and that is Gossip Girl. Oh my goodness, you guys, if you have not watched this yet, what the heck are you doing? Because this is the best show ever. It is set in New York and was probably, I think the main reason I fell in New York was because of Gossip Girl. Gossip Girl is basically this person who you don't actually find out the identity about until the last episode, and they report on all the scandals of what happens on every character in Gossip Girl. It is so freaking dramatic, like oh my goodness. Also the fashion in Gossip Girl is just incredible, and Blair Waldorf is a freaking queen. She carried the show, that's all I'm gonna say. The next series is a Netflix original and it is Always a Witch. This is actually, I don't know what language it is actually, I'm pretty sure it's Spanish, but I could be wrong, but there is English dubbing over it. This show revolves around magic and time travel. So there is this girl who is caught doing magic and she's getting burnt at the stake, except she meets this other like wizard guy and he gives her like this time travel ability spell thing in exchange for something. So the witch gets transported into modern day and she has to figure out a way to complete her task to get back to her own reality, back in time, and back to her lover. And along the way she makes new friends and even goes to university. It's super interesting. The next TV series is The 100. This show is basically like a post-apocalyptic world kind of situation. There's like this radiation thing that kills all humans, and there are some humans that live up in space who escaped like the radiation, and they live on this spaceship called the Ark, and now the Ark is actually running out of oxygen, so they send down 100 juvenile delinquents down to Earth to see if they can survive. And then when the 100 go down to Earth, they find out that there is no radiation, or that radiation can't really kill them, and they also realize that they're not alone. So that's all I'm really gonna say about the 100. The final season has already started and I'm like so emotional because oh my goodness, I don't want the show to end because it's personally one of my absolute favorites. So yeah, there's 7 seasons of The 100 that you can totally binge watch. Here in Australia anyway, we have only 5 seasons, but there's 7 seasons overall. So Netflix Australia, please pick up your game and give us all the seasons, please. Next TV show is called The Alist. This is like a thriller TV series. This is so addictive as well. There's only 1 season so far, but season 2 is coming out in August, which is also my birthday month, so I'm so excited. In this show there are some teenagers that go off to this camp, and then there is this new girl called Amber that comes in, and basically she is kind of supernatural because technically she can't really die. And there's another main character named Mia who's like the popular girl. Amber kind of comes in and steals her light and turns all of her friends against her, but this isn't like typical high school drama because Amber is technically not human. She makes people see things. She's very manipulative and basically she can't really die. Literally she like jumped off a cliff and she survived. No one realizes that Amber is like this supernatural thing except for Mia. And the last TV series is actually a reality show called The Circle. This is like Catfish meets Big Brother, because there are these contestants and they all live in an apartment, but they are all confined to their own room and they can't actually like see each other, but they all communicate through this like social media thing. Anyone can be a catfish and pretend to be someone. And each week there are 2 influencers who are safe and are allowed to eliminate one person, and whoever gets eliminated gets to visit one other person in the apartment complex to see if they are a catfish or not. And at the end there is one person who wins the grand $100,000 prize. And it also shows that literally there can be so many catfishes out there and you just can never know, because you never see them really in real life except for what you see on social media. So yeah, those are my top 10 Netflix recommendations for 2020. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this video, and hopefully this gave you some inspiration on what to watch on Netflix next. Let me know in the comments down below what are your favorite TV shows to binge watch, and give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed watching. Also be sure to subscribe to my channel down below. I post new videos every single week, and go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I post a ton on there as well, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!